What's up, beautiful people? I'm going to show you a really simple, cool idea to add some variety and spice to your improvisation. It's simple arpeggios. So instead of playing scales, you're playing your licks. You could also use the approach of arpeggios over different chords. Now our chord progression in this example is E flat major 9, C minor 9 to G minor 11. So we're in the key of G minor. And throughout this whole progression, I could play G minor, anything I know in G minor. It's going to sound good, right? But over these individual chords, I could outline them and just give it a little bit different energy by playing an arpeggio. So over my G minor chord, I could play a G minor 7 arpeggio. And it's going to sound like right on the money. It's going to sound cool. It's going to open up a little bit more than just playing directly up and down a scale. But just playing the exact arpeggio of the chord is not the most interesting. It can sound interesting, but we can get more interesting and add another option in there. So what we could do is we take our G minor 7 chord and we go up a third. For a minor chord, we know it's a minor third, which would be B flat, and I'll play the major 7 triad or my B flat major 7, and that on top of a G minor makes a G minor 9. So it's much more tasty. And here's our arpeggio that we're going to learn. B flat major 9. And to start, first I want to just get used to that fingering, get used to memorizing that shape. Number 1. Number 2, bringing it into my playing, I want to work on that with eighth notes. So I'm going to groove, when I'm playing through this progression, I'm going to play through G minor, play whatever I know in G minor. When that G minor chord hits, I'm going to play my arpeggio in eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Alright, so let's try that. Awesome, so we got something over our G minor chord. Now let's think of an arpeggio we could play over C minor. And we can do the exact same thing. Instead of playing a C minor arpeggio, we'll go up a minor third, which is our E flat, and we can do an E flat major 7 arpeggio over that. And same deal, we're going to just solo over G minor. When that C minor chord hits, or even the E flat too, those first two measures, I'm going to play that arpeggio, and then just work on going in and out of it. Start with eighth notes. And finally, as an exercise as well, I could just put those both together and switch between the two and just keep it consistent and really just get familiar with those two arpeggios. Now after I get comfortable with the eighth notes and just get really comfortable with those shapes, then I want to try triplets and see if I could just add the intensity a little bit, try a different rhythm, and it's going to be a little bit harder because it's faster, right? So I'm going to work that through and try and do that, just get even more comfortable with it and experience what it's like playing these different rhythms with these cool arpeggios. Let's throw in one more really simple arpeggio. Here's a cool one that after you get more used to it, it's pretty easy to play fast because it's only 2 notes per string, so it's really smooth just with the way that the guitar is laid out. So here's our B flat major 7 arpeggio. Just 2 notes per string, and we go up an octave each time. So given what we know, we could play B flat major 7 over a G minor chord, and over C minor we would play a E flat major 7 arpeggio. So those are some of your cool vibes right there, just as an extra tool, right? Take your licks, take your scales, and throw that in there as well. So whenever you're going to play through a progression, think about it ahead of time. Think about exactly where you could throw in these arpeggios and practice it through, see what they sound like, try the different rhythms, and then you're just expanding everything that you could do and bringing that extra little something to give it a little bit more. Tabs for this are in my Patreon in the link below. All the arpeggios, a couple of more arpeggios too, actually, just to add a little bit more. Thanks to my supporters. Peace. Stay nasty.